Hello everyone, I'm going to be starting off today with the AMX M4 49. Currently on the advent calendar today, so figured why not start with it. Levi is promptly snoring loud even though he's awake. Nice to see Labobo and Randall. Alright, so I'm gonna head south here, given that it's Live Oaks. But today I'll be taking plenty of tank requests, so feel free, to request any tanks that you'd like. I'll be going till at least, 11 a.m. Today. Might be able to go a little bit longer if we have a lot of tank requests here. It's looking like the update for the next patch, and also the winter event coming along. So think like last year where you had like a tree and a KV2 snow tank essentially you could decorate and win essentially little boxes for. Update should be coming next Wednesday, day earlier in Russia, and then the 15th I believe, whatever day that is. That's next Friday. That will be the start of the winter event. Hopefully, I said it in chat a little bit ago, but for whatever reason, I might have to tweak my PC fans around if they're a little loud. Let me know if, they're a little bit too loud here. I don't know if the microphone picks them up all the way. I was just cleaning up some stuff on the PC, and the program I was using, which is the same basically developer as the program I was using to clean up the PC, decided to delete not only itself, so the disk cleaner deleted itself, but it also deleted the program that I used to control my PC fans. And I was just like, what the hell? Oh my god. Hello Dean, a nice guy, nice to see you. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. But yeah, it was just like, it was clean the PC, and then all of a sudden everything closed down. And I was like, oh, god damn it. So I guess I had to reset that up kind of quickly here. Kind of guesstimating where I had things before. Hello Scud, nice to see you. I think I might have to tweak it a little bit though, because usually yeah, I might actually switch it a little bit. Usually they're lower than what I can hear right now. So far though, the AMX M4 49, it's for sale today. For anyone looking to get the new French heavy tanks, this plays pretty similar to them. It's, it's definitely not the best tier 8 premium when it's stacked up against like the Patriot and Defender. However, it is a solid tank. It's got very good frontal armor, has a pretty decent gun on it, and the mobility, it's a little sluggish and kind of big and squishy on the sides, but really the only knock against it is it has an extremely weak commander's cupola. Pretty much anything can penetrate it, and it is fairly large. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a very easy tank to play, and as far as performing well in it, it does its job. It's nothing fancy, like it doesn't have any like tricks and stuff to it, but overall, I don't know how that HE shell did not kill him, but it didn't. Alright, let's see if we can... no, it's not Potato. As far as my knowledge, the sandbox server is not up right now. Which typically you can stream sandbox, unless the last time with the HD maps that was kind of an exception. I'm glad I can help you out, dear Boredom Dean. Which, hello, Merlin. Yeah, these fans are gonna drive me nuts. Won't take me long to fix them now. It's pretty simple. God, I got myself into a bit of a pickle. Yep. And definitely didn't do myself any favors going out here where I can get shot from a couple different ways. Really, my only hope is to dive down here. But for anyone that's kind of interested in getting this tank, you know, I definitely think in the grand scheme of Tier A premiums, it's towards the top end as far as, you know, credit earnings, as far as how it plays too. You're not gonna regret getting this tank. Hello, William. Nice to see you. Which this guy, he keeps popping up very, very well. I'll give him credit. Granted, I shouldn't have went out here. I should have stuck near the enemy base. Still a little annoyed at myself for messing my PC fans up, because that's something that you shouldn't have to, you know, fix after you get it set up for the first time. Hello, Pranav. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm definitely struggling here. I should have a shot on this guy. Earthquake? We did have a miniature earthquake here. It was like a 5.1. I didn't feel it though. Ryan and I were driving that day, so it happened when we were in the car. But it seems like more and more of them are happening. We get a lot of, they're not like technically earthquakes, but they feel more like it than what happened basically last week here for us. They're essentially like sonic booms in a way, but with, I think it's either the Navy or the Air Force testing like the F-35, I believe, fighter jet. They basically fly right off the New Jersey coast and it shakes your house. It's actually kind of annoying. Thanks for asking though. Got him. Now we're just down to the IS-3. It's all good. Which, let me fix my fans here, hopefully, right away. Oh, Lord. Excuse me for that. It's going to be a little loud for a second. Work? But feel free, maybe I didn't set up the tank request queue. There we go. Let me open that up now. I forgot to start that. Excuse me for all the little Windows sounds and whatnot. Just had to fix that, and hopefully that will fix things here. Here we go, all set. But somehow I got a Master Best 3rd class there, even though I was kind of I got myself a little ahead of myself and start going through the center. That's one thing you don't want to do in a tank like this with pretty poor side armor. Alright, let me hop into the AMX 30 prototype first, then I'll get to any requests here, which go. No, there's as far as what we had, it's just like it would be not to jinx ourselves here, but if we had an earthquake that actually damaged something, that would be very, very rare. Like it, like I didn't feel it at all, but those around me that did feel the earthquake, it just, you know, it shook your house like very minor, like, you know, you barely could feel it. Oh, hopefully we don't get any more, or anybody else for that matter. Which, for anyone that didn't catch last stream, tonight I'll be playing Total War Arena. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was just, after fixing my fans here really fast, I was playing a match or two over there. I'm not exactly the best at that game. It is a pretty steep learning curve. But I was just grabbing some screenshots so I could draw up and overlay. Ah, crap, that little thing. Of course, I was kind of looking at their team list to see, you know, what tanks they had that would be able to get out into the field without me seeing them. And I was down to, you know, their SPGs when that T-92 shot. I'm like, God damn it. I think I did hit him, though, at that last shot. Yeah, it was a 5.1, yeah, on a Richter scale. Yeah, it wasn't fast enough with... Whoops. That's my fault for doing that. I honestly shouldn't be over here. I should be over more that side, but in a way, we need people. This is the most important part of the city, more or less, and we don't have anybody there. So this is going to be a little frustrating. I'm going to backtrack and go the long way. Since this is a morning stream, typically, you know, I have a little bit more leeway on the amount of tank requests you guys can do. So feel free, you know, as I get through your requests here, you can keep requesting tanks. Especially since, you know, I finally have a set schedule as far as the stream again, but this is the first week doing that. My team is playing this extremely campy. Like, I'm actually kind of concerned poking out here, but I'll take at least one shot on that tortoise. I just have a feeling he'll start pulling back now and he can turn and shoot me. Just, you know, I can't go into the field. I would just be kind of locked down and spot it pretty much right off the get-go. Can't really fight in a 5-6 line. That's not exactly where this tank would excel. He's pointing at me. Maybe not. Oop, he... I was about to say, I saw his gun move back, but that was a stupid risk there. My team's starting to push out though, so... Hello, Tommy Gun, nice to see you. Could be a little bit less risky than it appears. It's just... I got myself down to low HP now. Just with them pushing like the center of the town there, he should be able to get that ST1 out. Crap. I didn't pen him. I might be able to HE him here. Really? 7 damage. Oh lord, and there's a bat chat firing at me. 7 damage. I guess I kind of deserve that for trying to chuck a HE shell at a ST1, but this bat chat's gonna come up this way most likely. Yeah, I critted him, but I was gonna HE that ST1 again. It would have been nice to get him out. Just the penetration on the AMX 30 prototype, and even the AMX 30, it's pretty low in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's definitely workable. It's not like it's... Like, I consider it within norms. It's just unlike other tanks where you can kind of get away with, like, ramming a premium shell through their armor and it kind of negates it. You can't exactly do it with either one of these, which... Balancing standpoint, it makes these tanks pretty well balanced, but sometimes a little bit difficult to face some stuff with a little bit of armor behind it. Alright, I need to get behind here. At least my team's, you know, playing it safe kind of worked out here for us. I lost a little bit of HP in the beginning, but luckily I get switched up and went to where I probably should have been in the beginning. I have a feeling like I have a shot on him, but it's like the smallest shot in existence that I possibly could get. Hello, Rich. Nice to see you. Now I remember you, Kraut. I saw your earlier message. I'm gonna die here. I thought, like, we're gonna win this. I thought pushing up there that if the bat pushed over, he would have died, but I got, you know, probably 20 seconds ahead of myself because these guys were still going up the hill there. But yeah, just a little bit behind where I thought. Okay, the bat, AP, the tier 9 one. Yes, the AMX 30 and the AMX 30P did get a bit of a... As far as the accuracy nerfs, like, let me just add that to the comparison here. A little bit easier to see all the stats. As far as the accuracy goes now, it's 0.35, which it's a little bit lower. The on-the-move accuracy is workable too, but in the grand scheme of things, it is a little bit inaccurate. But they got a pretty big DPM buff, a little bit of a penetration nerf, especially the premium round. I think it's like 300, where it used to be just a pinch higher, like 320 or something. But more or less, they gave it more turret armor, more DBM, DBM. You know, they changed it into more of a DPM tank, and they rebalanced it a little bit by nerfing its accuracy and penetration. But I feel like it was a buff in the grand scheme of things, and it does make it different than other tier 9 and 10 mediums. So Levi had a pick here, so I'm hopping into the WZ 1321. The checks line, it's going. It's a little slow since I haven't really done any grinds recently. More or less, I'm at the Cody T25 right now. I've got like 20,000, you know, give or take a little bit, experience left till I get to the next tank. Because the other tank lines I'm grinding right now, we have the KV4. Once I get to the ST1, I'm done that grind. Like, I'm just gonna buy the ST1, you know, elite it, and I'm pretty much done that. And I'm also doing the AMX 30P. That's got quite a bit of experience left. And we have the RU251. I always forget I'm grinding that tank. So once I finish the KV4 and or the AMX 30P, I'll actually be starting another tank line, maybe two. think I might just start out with one now. And I'll put it up for another vote. I know a lot of people want me to do Russian tank destroyers, and I think a few people German tank destroyers, so it'll be basically those lines I'll be putting up, and I'll let you guys influence what I do. No problem, Merlin. Yeah, that's one problem with tanks, the where it's good and bad to where, like right now, if you're asking me to play Yag Tiger right now, I actually don't have one. Like, now that I'm finally done work, my plan is today, I'm gonna be able to do some stuff after the stream here. Either on the website or YouTube here with other videos. And part of the problem is, like, you know, you can make guides and videos and stuff for World of Tanks, and you know, all it can take is like one patch. Like, it could be like the next month, 2 months, and it completely changes the way a tank plays as far as like how it specifically acts in the grand scheme of things. It's, you know, it's something that's always kind of been part of the game, even though, you know, the tank might not change visually, the way it plays changes dramatically as far as like accuracy, or if they do gun depression, armor, stuff like that. This guy's pushing. I could just tell he was gonna push. Hoping he... Okay, that I'll take a miss there. It's just I can get artied here, which is my worry. But if he hits me in my turret front, which I was kind of hoping for that shot, I don't want to ram him, but I know I can easily out damage him. But this IS-3, unfortunately, is probably gonna end me. I'm not fast enough to get around him. Nope. It's just, I had 4 tanks back there, so I'm like, they'll stop. There's just 2 tier 8s. Nope. Even though I had 4 tanks back there, 2 of them being tier 9s, they were not able to stop a T-25 pilot and an IS-3 from pushing one by one around that corner. It's kind of it's kind of depressing in a way, but it happened. I should have stayed up here. Granted, right now, if I had stayed up there, the T-25 and the IS-3 would still be alive, but it probably would have killed him in the end. I was just really worried about getting hit by the GW Tiger P. Still eked out 2200 damage, but I would have been alive. Still would have been alive. Anyway, T-25, or not T-25, T-54, excuse me, prototype here. This is going to be my 2nd or 3rd battle in this. I'm gonna say I was up early today, since I don't have to work until Friday right now. We have like one more weekend with parties. But up early, I was getting the stream set up, and then, yeah, screwed up some programs on my PC, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. But I was hoping to get the couple battles in Total War, because I need to make an overlay later for it, for the stream tonight. And I was hoping to get some grind matches in tanks before I started to stream, but by the time I had everything set up, it was like 10 minutes or so before live streaming here. Didn't exactly get the jitters out, essentially. I can do the M26. If you want to request tanks, the easiest way is just type the request command, and it will pop up on my screen over here. If you're ever confused, some of the most used commands are in my video description now. If you scroll down, you'll see like most used commands and what they do and how to use them. I don't know, I guess he's saying what the fuck because nobody's going to the town, which I thought about it for about a split second, and then I realized I was bottom tier in a tier 10 match, so yeah. yeah, I'm gonna forego that. Which I'm sure some of you guys have seen. There's like a little controversy going around right now with cheating in World of Tanks, specifically with a certain, I think it's 11 AD or something to clans. So I think it's Armor Division. The clan's clan leader essentially Twitch streamed, or streamed on Twitch. Like hundreds of people, him using Warpack and all these other banned mods, and he's done it a few times now. He's been cheating for years. He's been reported a ton of times, apparently, coming from his own clan members. If you follow Reddit, the World of Tanks Reddit, there's a pretty good post over there from somebody who used to help lead the clan. They were essentially kicked because they did personal missions and they didn't pad their win rate 8 enough. But more or less, you know, it's something that hopefully Wargaming addresses. I believe the person in question has been banned or suspended on Twitch as of now. But as far as playing in World of Tanks, Wargaming has not done anything when it comes to that. I'll have this guy behind me. I should be able to get up. He's going all the way around. I'll give him a little bit of credit. Thank you, 113, for getting him. I'll say I didn't want to lose that guy. But essentially the mods he was using were like aimbots, mods that draw lasers out of every gun, so it shows you where people are aiming. Honestly, who's still playing, like I watched a little bit of like the clips people posted of it, and the guy, even with all these, he wasn't exactly doing very well. Hello TJD and Steven, nice to see you. You know, it's one of those things where I've said it a few times, like illegal mods, they definitely should be banned and Wargaming should do more about them, but they don't necessarily make you like unkillable. I should not have gone up here. We have all these tanks over here, but we're struggling a little bit in the actually following through on our push department. Which, hello John. What do I want for Christmas? I've got quite a few things as far as what I'm looking to get. I'm holding out on a new GPU, but a lot of the stuff I put on my Christmas list, like, you know, for my family and stuff, were like books, a couple Raspberry Pi kits, like the little PC kits, to build some, like I want to build like a little Wi-Fi extender and like a retro gaming thing too, and then of course some video games and stuff on there. Maybe a new microphone I put on there. I have a bunch of little things on my wish list, but Christmas is more about, I like buying people presents, so usually when people ask me what I want, I'm like, there are all kind of things I plan on getting myself, but I kind of hold off until the holidays pass. Yeah, like, I don't think they should remove mods, honestly. They do a lot of harm, in a sense. I think XVM and, you know, illegal mods are definitely right now a little bit of a gray area as far as XVM goes. I think it helps, but the stat side of it, I feel like people can't really be trusted with it. But more or less, I don't think they ever should remove mods, because a lot of people use mods to change the UI around to their liking, like as far as what you see on the screen here, like different colors or like damage logs, stuff like that in the garage, like tracks your session stats. Whoopsie daisy, I thought he had turned and I'm wrong. But also more importantly, specific tank skins to change how your tank looks, or even crew members and stuff. I think that's probably the best aspect of mods, to where people can, you know, they can make an AMX 40 look like a duck if they wanted to. So I think he's all the way under the bridge here. Steven, please don't beg for tanks. That's one quick way. Like, you know, if the game's lagging here, just turn your quality settings down, but please don't beg for tanks. I don't give, you know, stuff out unless I'm doing a giveaway. Hello, GG, nice to see you. As far as, if you mean, like, more knives and stuff, I actually just brought mine home. They're right outside the door there. Like, as far as knives go, I have, it's kind of scary. Like, I carry, it's just like a work toolbox, essentially, to keep all my knives in when I'm at work. And as far as the amount of money I've spent on knives, it's probably like maybe $1,500 I have in this one little toolbox. In the grand scheme of things, I have, which we lost Cliff. I don't know how we lost that. Thank you very much for the subscription, Kraut. I should say Pranav. But top 3 damage in that match, all in the beginning, but I should have stayed alive in the WZ132. At least this T54 Mod 1 match was pretty quick. And a nice quick win there. So I have M46 Patton. And then I'm going to hop into a grind before getting to the Bat Chat and the M26. Which, for anyone that hasn't already, like, I need to do it when I buy my next tank. With the update coming out, it should be next Wednesday. More or less, you need to redeem that free crew member that you got for compensation for personal missions being broken. If you do not redeem that by the patch when it goes live, it automatically goes away. So just keep that in mind. Or actually, no, I already redeemed it. If you don't have a tank to put it in already, you can technically redeem it and then at a later point transfer it to a tank you need to. It does either cost gold credits to retrain, but make sure you redeem it before the patch hits. Hello Gary, nice to see you. Yeah, as far as knives go, I like my chef knives. I have Wusthof knives. Granted, they're not like traditional. They came out with, they don't always have them in stock, but they're kind of like Japanese Wusthof knives. Sounds weird, but like the handles are a little bit more ergonomic, so they're actually easy to hold. Then I have a lot of like Henkel knives, like cleavers and stuff, and I forget the brand I have. I don't use them a ton, but if you need to, or if I need to, I get like really thin cuts. I have a lot of ceramic knives too. I shouldn't have shot him in the lower plate. That was stupid. I'm gonna shoot the AMX 50B in the turret most of the time. Yeah, I guess stupidly lost a lot of HP, which we are horribly outgunned here. I really hope our arty helps us out, because we gonna be hurting here. He just shot, so I'm safe from him at least. The more I pull back, the less safe I am from those guys. A little bit safer here. At least our arty's doing a pretty bang up job here. I'll bite and go. He's gonna, nope. But like outside of knives, like I have a ton of like microplaners, piping bags, like injectors for like, you know, shooting stuff and turkeys and stuff like I was talking about a couple weeks ago. How the hell did he hit me in my lower plate? At least we'll get him out. The Scorpion G I was not expecting to hit me, but looking back, I got a little bit outside of that little sweet spot. That's not even counting, like, here at the house. They're not expensive knives, but I have, like, maybe 3 chef knives and a bunch of other stuff. Usually, though, if anyone ever needs to buy a knife, or, you know, for home, like for themselves or someone else, it's worth the money to buy, not the top end, like, I would say spend at least like $100 on a chef knife is probably a good spot to purchase, like if you have a main, like one knife that you're going to use most of the time. You definitely, like, a lot of them are 8 inches, but I prefer ones that are like 7.5, because otherwise they're just heavy and clunky. But in the grand scheme of things, it's worth having one good knife and keeping it sharp. But usually, like if it's for home, I would either go Wusthof or Henkel. They're typically good quality, and they have like different tiers as far as like knives go. And buying like the ones in, you know, around $100 range, you get kind of the best price point for the quality you get. Merlin, as far as that goes, I did it's alright asking questions. As far as knives go, I said it once on the stream, but it's kind of a misconception. When people think they're sharpening a knife, a lot of times they use steel. So what you're thinking, like a rod, metal rod, and you kind of go up and down it on the sides. That actually does not sharpen a knife, technically. So essentially, when you have a knife, it's almost always the sharpest when you first get it right out of the factory. It's super sharp. As you use that, essentially you have a point, and as you're cutting, I'm gonna try to finish this match before talking more about this. So as you're cutting, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, your knife's never going to be, say, 100% straight up and down. And even if it is, it'll still eventually curl. So as you're cutting, the knife point slowly starts curling over towards one side, and just based off of how you cut things. So when that happens, that's when you feel that your knife's getting dull. So at least once a day, like if I'm working in the kitchen, I'll do it, you know, maybe 3 or 4 times. But if you use your knife, you should always use a essentially the rod, essentially. I forget the name off the top of my head here, or we just call it the steel, where that actually takes that little curl and straightens it back up to a point, and that's how most people think they sharpen a knife. The problem that you have, like, I'm going really in depth here, but I had to learn about this all in culinary school. The problem that a lot of people have is they do not use that steel often enough. So as it keeps curling over, it just folds itself, and it's blunt and it's not sharp. And even if you use the sharpening steel, it doesn't do anything. Like, it might make it feel a little bit, you know, more sharp for, you know, a cut or two. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to get any sharper. So that's where you need a sharpening stone, like a whetstone, or something that there's ones that you pull through and it sharpens it. That removes material, but it does re-sharpen your blade. So it's, you know, it's definitely something to where, if you take care of your knives. Just let me catch up here on tank requests, since I'm talking a very large amount about knives here on a tank stream, but I do have the leopard one, yes. in the grand scheme of things, you know, if you use a knife, just use the steel, you know, pass it a few times on each side, and that will keep your knife sharp for years, essentially. If you do it every day, every time you use it, stuff like that. Which, hello Dana and Victor. I should be a producer for Dexter. I love that show. Kind of sad that it ended though. But yeah, it's like, take me in the kitchen. I sharpen my knives for work, and I cut things for like 8 hours a day. I'm cutting things on and off, whacking things hard like they're, you know, bone and stuff. But I sharpen my knives like 2 times a year, maybe 3, just because I use that steel to keep the blade pointed. If I didn't do that, like I do it, you know, several times a day, I would have to sharpen it. Like, a ton of people in the kitchen sharpen their knives every day, and they wonder why they don't, because we have like communal knives for the restaurant, unless you bring your own, and they wonder why their knives don't stay sharp, because they don't use the steel. But trying to explain that to people who have been cooking for you know, many years and no one ever taught them that in the beginning it's definitely a challenge. But anyway, hopefully that, you know, told a few of you guys something that you didn't know here. Like, the only thing I own is for like sharpening knives is I own 1 steel, and I own 1 whetstone that has 2 different, you know, grades of, as far as the grit on it. 1 kind of rough and 1 fine to refine the blade. Yeah, the one that you're talking about, like the V1, they're okay. They're definitely not, in the grand scheme of things, like as good as, you know, doing it manually. But, you know, for most people that'll be fine if you use that. You definitely don't want to use that as your, you know, primary means of keeping a knife sharp though. Like, you want to keep using the steel just to straighten it out a little bit. And when you're using the steel, you keep it at about a, relative to it, a 60-degree angle, or 30, whatever the hell. You know, you don't want to almost straight up and down like grinding on it. You just want to have it a high angle, kind of just straightening out, if you kind of visualize it, instead of trying to like grind it thinking that you're sharpening it. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit. And thank you very much for the subscription as well. I'll just say K. I need to fix my sounds here. I think I screwed them up when I was fixing some stuff on my PC before the screen. It doesn't show me like the tip sound through Fussbot. Let's just keep you there one more time. I think I can get a shot off. Nope, I bounced. Before he reloads, given the DPM on this. You're a little bit too far out there, E50, but thanks for trying to save your guy. If you don't have repair though, you're going to be in a world of hurt, which 748 should thank you, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think going to help out your team in the long run. I'll take a little bit of a risk here. It just, you know, there's already, never mind, the M40 moved all the way over to the 7 line. Okay, down to 4 tanks. I honestly don't think I'll be able to get to them by the time that my team works through them. Like, there's a T92 light and a T30 at our base, but there's an IS-7, T34 that are gonna beat me there. So I'm just gonna head to the cap, which I might be able to get one shot on the M40, so I'll go for it. It's alright, Merlin. Never mind, the IS-7 destroyed him. Like, I don't mind talking about, you know, which hello, Englewood, over on Twitch. I don't mind, talking about, you know, cooking, knives, stuff like that. So let me... quick, since... Got a mastery badge start class here. Not too bad. As far as damage, I'm towards the center of my team, but hey, we got a nice little win. Here you go, little doggy. Thank you very much for tipping him. So onto the bat chat here. EP. Yeah, I can see where that would be a problem, William, as far as those knives. That's why I pretty much use, like I just bought it's a Henkel cleaver. It was like 25 bucks. I use that one specifically if I'm cutting like through bone or something. But as far as someone asked about a ceramic knife, I've actually broken like 3 or 4 of them. Like if you drop it wrong or if you hit something hard, they crack. They're mainly only for cutting like vegetables and stuff, and not hard vegetables. But like you're thinking like a ceramic knife, it's not like a hard as a plate. Essentially, they're really thin. A lot of them are black, but you know, nothing beats them as far as cutting something like fine. But yeah, once you, like, I once dropped it wrong on a cutting board. Like, it was a little high, I shouldn't have dropped it as far as it did, but my blade just cracked in half, and pretty much at that point the knife's useless. I'm actually gonna hold off here. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'll just try to spot. We just don't have many people kind of up in the north. It's me and one other guy, and that's pretty much it. As far as the light tanks, Englewood, I haven't done the Russians, but I would say as far as lights go, you'd go with the Chinese over the Russians if you want kind of brawling light tanks. Like as far as the light lines go, I would say the Americans are my favorite, and then number 2 is kind of tied between Russian and Chinese. Americans are kind of, you know, the middle ground of everything. Towards higher tiers, they, you know, focus more on damage. French, of course, the burst being autoloaders, and then Chinese alpha, more or less. But they lack a lot of gun depression, especially once you get to higher tiers. Alright, little dog. You got a treat, but that's it for now. I'm not feeling the north. Like, there's a T95 up there now, but in the grand scheme of things, doesn't seem like the north is going to work out very easily. I was kind of hoping that RU would spot the object 268, but that didn't happen. They're actually trying, holy shit, they're trying to push up top here. Of course I stuck my tank out a little too far there. Oh, KV-85, yeah. The gun depression isn't too hot, but it's still a good tank if you can work around that. Alright, Tortoise. Oh, guys. I was gonna say, I don't have the best shot on him. I can pen him, but only if I hit him in the cupola. I was trying to help out so nobody got shot again, but luckily they finished that guy off. Okie dokie. I really don't feel like fighting through that, so I'm gonna try. Get through here. Definitely. Whew, I almost got damage there. That worked out. I was expecting to take one shot, so not taking any was great. So in the end, I did wind up in the north again. Sorry, M46. Not that sorry though. Alright, I'm gonna head this way. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna use my one shell on this already. It's not gonna kill him, I don't think. Unless I get a high roll. Nope. Why would I get a high roll? Go. Little dog. He's in need of a bath and grooming today. He's not gonna like me when that happens. Thank you for not aiming at me. I am push, like I'm sitting on the cap again. Only because I still had over 12 seconds there by the time I got to the E5. I shouldn't have let him hit me, but I was hoping, I was staying out there to get a shot into his side. That didn't work out, obviously. He reset me, so... Yep, I didn't get anything out of that. Just 1 second here. That was... sorry. That was bugging me. I had my tower stuff off because I was redoing the fans on my tower. But kind of middle of the road again. Damage, we've been winning quite a bit, but yeah. Hello, Captain Crochet. Or Crockett. We have an M26 here. Coming up next. Oh, yes, German light tanks are definitely like I haven't pushed the RU-251 much because I feel like compared to like the three I named earlier, the American, French, and Chinese, you know, they're definitely more like shoot and scoot. Like the guns are a little bit, you know, like they're still decent for a light, but I don't feel like they're great at like, you know, typically how I play a light, like I'm zooming around, always shooting, kind of towards the front and away. German lights are a little bit more, they're more scouts, and if they take a shot, they're not going to really stay in the fight the entire time. At least, you know, the higher tier ones, but I'll get it done eventually. Which hopefully, I mentioned it in the beginning of the stream, but anyone that's interested, I will be streaming tonight. Head out this way, given we don't have a ton of people that'll probably head out here. I will be streaming Total War Arena tonight, if all things go well. Currently it's in the closed beta, which I gave out 2 beta keys last stream, Which, Floyd, I did send you another message in game. I know one of you, I believe the other person that received one, it worked for them, but you're saying the key didn't work, which if it still doesn't work on the link I sent you to redeem it at, make sure you don't delete any of the dashes in it too. Let me know, because they're like directly through Wargaming, so if there's something wrong with them, then I can get that fixed. But right now it's in closed beta. The open beta looks like it's going to be coming within the next month. And then, you know, basically the open beta is almost the release as far as what it sounds like, because they're going to wipe everyone's accounts at the closed beta here, and I believe after that open beta through release, they're not going to do any more wipes for that game. But Wargaming, you know, it's the publisher of that game. It doesn't use your premium time nor gold across it, but it's the kind of the same system as far as currency goes. But for anyone that likes tactical games, in the grand scheme of things, like say World of Tanks, as far as the quickness of the gameplay and tactically speaking, say it's like, I don't know, a 5 out of 10 in both. Total War Arena, speed-wise, is probably like a 2 or a 3, and tactically, it's probably like an 8 out of 10. So it definitely is a slower game in the grand scheme of things. However, you know, you really have to be on your toes as far as tactics go. I haven't played a ton of it. Like, I've been in like the alpha testing, but I've only like dabbled in it. To where people that have played the game, they completely like wipe the floor with me. So it does have a pretty high learning curve, but it's a blast to play. I love kind of the setting and everything that it's in. Otherwise, my next World of Tanks stream is going to be coming. Woo. There's always somebody sitting out there. Why wouldn't there be? I'm not able to get back here, but maybe somebody else can. I might actually have to head back that way, because he's kind of heading back to the town. Our base push on them is gonna be fine. Granted, Bad Chat 155, he could have ran away. We knew that M41 was coming, and he could have at least tried to run away or something. It looks like he was just aiming, and eventually, by the time he got shot, it was too late. He didn't react in time. He still probably would have died, but he could have at least popped back over the train tracks here. But we should have this. As long as they cap them, we should be fine in the grand scheme of things. Concerned about the light, but I'm also trying to help these guys out with this Object 260. Which, crapola. Never mind, I just... yeah, I screwed that up. I should have went a little bit further over here, but I didn't expect the Bat Chat to come back. Well. Hello, Dylan. Nice to see you. I'm making stupid little position mistakes, which is probably the most important thing you can do in World of Tanks, is like knowing weak spots, strengths and weaknesses of tanks, what have you, is, you know, it's definitely important, but the most important element of the game is definitely putting yourself in the right spot, right time, and not getting yourself into, you know, overextending or letting enemy flank you, or, you know, basically outsmart you. which I may also do since I have a little bit more time now that, you know, work's kind of ended for the season for me. I might actually throw in a Destiny 2 stream here as well this week. Today, I think it's at like 3 p.m. This afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. The first expansion for the game, and a pretty big update as far as like even outside the expansion, fixing some other things with the game. That's going live today. So I might stream a little bit of that. Last time you guys saw that game, it was the release day, so essentially the first few hours of the game there. Alright, so we got a TOG II. Top tier. I'm heading south because really I'd be doing myself a disservice for heading up north there, I think. Too many places to get shot at, artied, flanked, what have you. And climbing up that little steep hill will take me basically the entire battle. Granted, it's going to take me a while to get over here, but I should at least have an easier time facing off against enemies, since really there's only two directions that they can come from. But that's what you're kind of stuck with the TOG II, is where on the map can I get to that isn't gonna take the entire battle. I feel like this is the one tank to where, yes, historically it shouldn't be fast, but gameplay balance, it should be like the T95, where they give it a little bit of love and fix it. You know, whether it's just more engine power, like, and not buffing the top speed, that could help, or, you know, giving it more terrain resistance. But essentially, I feel like it needs a little bit of something. They might push through here, but for the sake of not getting artied, I'm at least heading this route. Which I am really surprised right now, because the three of those tanks, outside of the AT2, they can kill that Matilda in like one volley. Hello, Russian person. Nice cat. I think that's a cat for your avatar. They're all in the south though, which, given the speed of this, maybe I should have stuck up there, because I'm not going to be able to get into the fight by the time, unless they kill the StugG. Hello, Latif. I'm saying, unless they kill him and start pushing, I'm not going to be able to get to them in time. But you don't see too many TOGs, because they're fun when you have like 2 or 3 of them and you're top tier. But outside of that, it's pretty difficult to, you know, get an interesting match. You know, World of Warships doesn't exactly work in World of Tanks, which the TOG II is probably the closest to World of Warships gameplay when World of Tanks is concerned. Alright. You're throwing APCR at me. I don't know why. You can pen me with standard AP, but I should have killed you there. There we go. But at least the TOG II, it has a pretty good gun on it. Unfortunately, the armor, speed, and size are all not in its favor, but, you know, I think if they gave the TOG a little bit of love as far as, like, you know, it usually hovers around 13 kilometers an hour here. Maybe just, like, get that to, like, 15, 16, maybe. That would help out a bit. Like, it's very minor, but that would definitely shave off just enough time to where you're able to get to the fight a little bit easier, which, you know, I ended up doing, in the grand scheme of things, a little over 1100 damage here, which isn't bad for a tier 6. For the TOG, it doesn't even reach its HP total, which is at 1400, but, you know, for tier 6, the gun is great. It's just, you know, outside of the gun and the HP, everything else out about the tank is pretty miserable. Yeah, I should have let that aim in. I was rushing it there. Hey, little buddy. He keeps flopping his ears around since I should have done them before the stream here, but kind of ran out of time. Finally, tomorrow, Levi, for anyone that a few of you guys have asked the past couple weeks, he's finally getting, it's not the allergy test that we wanted to do, but he's getting like a blood allergy test. Unfortunately, like a full one. We ended up calling like 4 places. Closest one is about 2 hours and 15 minutes away from us, and you know, we'd have to go for multiple visits for them to like consult, monitor him, and then do it down the road. It's just gonna take way too much time and money there. Yeah. So we're gonna go kind of the quicker option here and hopefully figure something out. So up next here I have the AMX M4 49 again, which again, it's on sale today in the advent calendar. If you like French heavies, it's definitely a good pick. Like the only other real option you have is the FCM 50T, which, you know, it does have preferential matchmaking, but in the grand scheme of things, like the FCM 50T, it's a heavy, but it's a medium tank, and you know, it just, to me, it doesn't always work out. If it had a little bit more accuracy, especially while moving, that's my main gripe about the FCM. You know, you have mobility and you don't have much armor, and you kind of have a medium tank gun, but you can't use it very effectively in that role. If I had a little bit more accuracy, I'd like it more. But the AMX M4 here, unless you get flanked, even though tier 10s can punch through your frontal armor, it's a pretty good tank as long as you don't get flanked a lot in it. So you have to play it a little bit carefully. Which, let me start a raffle here before I forget. To answer that question on Discord about crews, so you can change crew. It's new as far as, I think it's been out for like a year and a half now. They do have an option to where you can change, say, it has to be the same nation. So a Russian commander, you can change it to a loader. So what you do, you go into, I'll show it after the battle here, but you just go into their you know, the crew personnel file specifically for them, to where typically you would reset them, and there's a little box that you can click, change qualification. That'll allow you to switch, and it also, I believe, resets all the, so if you have like brothers in arms, whatnot already assigned to it, it'll reset them as well. It is a little bit more expensive, I believe, than just resetting or switching it to a different tank, but it'll do everything for you. So if you have it for one tank, a commander with crew skills, and you switch it to another one, say like a loader, resets all the crew skills, and I believe it also retrains it to that new tank as well. But yes, that is a feature. Yes, I do have, as far as Discord goes, I have it set up to where in the members only section, I have the live stream chat set up there. It doesn't show up on the screen, you know, as far as like the stream screen goes, but I could have it set up there, but I think that would get a little confusing for people viewing at times. It makes it look it looks a little bit different than what you see currently, but I do have Discord up, I have Twitch chat up, And, you know, I have YouTube chat as well. Alright, he's getting whacked. I know that right now we're 4v2, but our Super Conqueror just got jacked up. It's just, we need to push. It's just, we kind of stopped, and a couple of them stopped up high, so they're getting shot from over a little bit to our right, I believe. And in the grand scheme of things, thank you WZ111 for pushing now. We should have just piled in. Whenever you have the numbers like that, usually it's in your best interest to just charge. As long as you can kind of stop enemies from outside of your flank shooting you, which now they have an IS-7 rolling in here, which... come on. Wait. Sorry, dude. It's just, I don't know why he pushed and then stopped. I shouldn't have taken that shot, but I was trying to rush it a little bit, because if we get the IS-7 out, which we just did there, we can start pushing again. And we do need to kind of go quickly here. That was really loud. I just got nailed by Artie. Because the other side's kind of getting enveloped. Trying to keep him towards... I over-angled a little bit there. Trying to keep him towards my front, but I was also trying to keep moving because both SPGs are aiming at us. Yes, I do have a lot of chats up, but usually, you know, I primarily look at the YouTube chat, but with Twitch and Discord up, you know, they're not as, you know, populated as the YouTube one, where I do read them, but YouTube's like the biggest one on my screen. Alright, I'm down to 71 HP, so WZ can take charge again. I kind of missed that guy for a second here. Uh-oh. I'll respond to her in a minute. That's Ryan. You guys, last stream she was in here for a while. She's not exactly feeling very well. I think she caught her niece, or no, not niece. I don't know what. Which, congratulations, Randall. So her cousin's daughter's sick, and I think she caught whatever she had. I should be safe to pop around here. We're only up by 1, so let's spot it though, unfortunately, so I'm kind of stuck in this area now, just given Artie. This is not good in the grand scheme of things, because I'm going to try to get myself out of this. I just really hope they don't have a tank over here. It's just, if I'm stuck behind this building the entire time, it's not going to be helpful to my team. I can't even pop out. So I'm going to try to back up with this building and that other building, kind of between me and that medium. And I hope I am knocking down a tree, unfortunately. Hope I can get far enough away without him pushing up to get back with the rest of my team. Getting close. Fortunately, this T-92, he's going to get both of our Artie killed. Hello, JT, nice to see you. As far as the Defender, it's most likely it's not going to be for sale in the advent calendar here, but the Defender is better than the AMX M449. Really, the only thing I would say that stacks up to it, as far as like performance goes, the Patriot and the Lorraine 40T. Grant the Lorraine 40T has a lot more downside than the Defender. Yeah, I spotted him, I think. Which I'm actually going to swap over to APCR, given that VK and his armor. Skoda has HP, but once he loses that, we're kind of pickle. Try to get myself back into the fight here, especially with the Skoda kind of popping out. Yeah, he just fell back, but and I bounced. Awesome. Ooh, I'm a little bit in already zone 2. This might end up poorly. Yep, the GW got me. Oh well. Well, that definitely backfired. But I should have stopped when the Skoda pulled back. I was hoping, though, that he would have pushed in to help. But that didn't help. Oh well, moving along. Would have been nice if we didn't lose our arty, but that freaking 292 light. A lot of people, when it was on sale, a lot of people were, you know, kind of saying, this isn't that good of a tank, and stuff like that. But it's actually, you know, it's basically a Walker Bulldog with a little bit more DPM. And I think a little bit less accuracy, I believe. Or no, it's a little bit less alpha. But same penetration and whatnot. But it's much smaller, and the camouflage is better. So it's one of those tanks to where statistically it doesn't look special. But given the size, camouflage, and DPM of it, it can be a pretty nasty light tank to fight. Because a lot of times you don't see it till it's too late. So anyway, moving on to the E25 here, and then we have the Lukes, Leo 1, Centurion 7, IS2, SP1C. Can't forget to respond to Ryan. Okie dokie. I'm gonna head out to somewhere between the 1 line and the 5 line. Heading over here would kind of kill any advantage that the E25 has as far as like camouflage, mobility goes. But my team, depending on where our T29 goes, heading over to this side too, we might be in a little bit of trouble. With brawling over there. Doesn't look like anyone's gonna spot. Granted, you know, we have like a Crusader and a Cromwell and the AMX 12T that could do it, but yeah. Try to I'll get a shot on him. For whatever reason I thought he was, oh lord, I was off there. He's not on that side of the hill. Ooh, snap. Not going there. I need to back up. Thank you for tipping Levi, William. moved up. Yeah, our other side just got spanked. I'm gonna have to fall back that way. It's just, we don't have this flank either. We're definitely not going to be able to cap. I can almost guarantee that. Oh lord, there's an OI here. That is not good. I'm just gonna keep running away this direction. Yep. Oh my god. I didn't do myself any favors with getting damage off early, but... crap. Yep, there he comes. He's gonna nail me right in the back. I knew we were gonna struggle on the other flank, but our frickin' we needed our T-29 to like hold a flank somewhere, because it's not like I could really say tank shots for my team, or even our Panther M10 could tank shots. So we didn't have anyone kind of holding one flank for us, and basically both of our flanks failed. But it kind of sucks, you know. He was sitting in the corner, but that's where sometimes with the matchmaking, you know, putting three tanks at the top, being top tier most of the time, it could be pretty important for those 3 tanks to, you know, hold their flank if they're, you know, heavy tanks and your team doesn't really have any others. But yeah, I just got annihilated there. Hello Grigsby, nice to see you. Which OBS is still giving me. Let me know if the stream has some issues. Damn. It's giving me every now and then, it's saying it's having some problems keeping up. Here you go. With encoding. I don't know why it's still doing that. It hasn't done it up until basically the last stream it started, so I'm gonna have to figure that out, which takes quite a bit of time, so I don't lose much quality here. So let me get into the looks here for the next tank. But as far as what I see, it doesn't look like messing up much, just like a pinch. Hello, Earth Melody. As far as the Chieftain MK6, currently for PC, it's just it's only available on the Chinese server. I would say that we're going to see it this year, implement it fully, but they haven't developed the tanks before it. Now Tommy, as far as you keep saying the stream's laggy, is that like, do you mean buffering? Like it's having to buffer on your side, like load? Or is it like you know, as far as like screen tearing and stuff like that? Like if it's buffering, that just means sometimes 1080p, I stream at a high bitrate, you can turn it down to 720p and that fixes that. Over on Twitch sometimes, you know, I'm not a affiliate or partner, you don't always have those options, so but YouTube, you do. But if it's like jittery, like say my tank's like moving not smoothly, that's, you know, something that I can fix here. Probably not this stream, only because I'll have to change my CPU encoding presets, but wait, did they send anybody over here? So far, it's not looking like a ton of them. Yeah. That M4. It easy. Well, there's a few people. Come on, guys. Can we push up a little bit? Like, they did not put that many people over here. Might hurt. Oh, yeah. At least I'm still alive. Come on, we can do it. Okay. A T92 light or a Arty? I have both of them. Okay, it's choppy at times, Dana, thanks. And Tommy. Yeah, I'll have to fix that. I can fix it next stream. Unfortunately, that's not something I can tweak too much right now. I'm gonna drop it by about 100 for the bit rate, but maybe I'll just have to play just TOG IIs today. keep things stable. I think everyone will be fine with that, right? At least they didn't push the other flank, because would have been a little bit of a trouble there. Pray and pray. Hopefully he's not too far away. So far so good. Not a ton of damage here, but I've got 2 kills. If it wasn't for me kind of playing that side aggressive, most of them would have just sat in like C2, D2. Yeah, he kind of got me there. Oh lord, he's probably gonna get me again, to be honest. Yep, I'm a goner. Let me try to fix this really fast here. I can tweak it a little bit here. Or that should fix it, I think. There we go. Hopefully that it shouldn't break anything. But let me know. It might get like a pinch blurry. We'll see. But let me know if it affects anything come the next battle. But that should fix any of the stuttering, I believe. I don't know why I didn't change any settings as far as OBS like OBS goes, or World of Tanks, to where it shouldn't have changed anything, because usually the way I had it set up, let me get into the Leo one here. I had it set up to where between World of Tanks and OBS it was using about 80% of my CPU, and the reason being, when I was in like say grand battles or there's a lot of stuff going on the screen, it would bump up to like 85 90%, and that was like the max my CPU would go up to. Unfortunately, you know, I guess something, maybe the Windows 10 creators update that came out recently or something kind of changed that around a bit. So yeah, we'll adjust here. I do have a second PC, but it's not anywhere near the power of this one to stream things. But that's its own, which I forgot. I'll answer your question in a second here on a Discord. I forgot to look at the changing crew things, but that has its own things. I'd have to set up to push everything to there, and then that would live stream. It's a lot more complicated than I would like to do, to be honest. Plus, really expensive. I'd have to probably, I don't even know, put how much money into my other PC to get a better CPU in it, and that involves changing the whole motherboard and yeah, a few other things. Which T92 would you like? I don't know if you want the SPG or the light. Now that there's two, you know, I please, you know, ask people to specify which one. As far as plopping a crew member into a tank, I believe you have to have it purchased to be able to do that. They changed that a pretty long time ago to where you used to be able to train crews for tanks that you don't have in your garage, and people started abusing that when it came to crew sales. They would, you know, basically train a bunch of crews and get them kind of set up and ready to go for the future, where I believe you have to have it owned in your garage. So if it's not in that drop down menu, you know, if you're selecting like you said, the female crew member, for a tank that you have researched but not bought, it just means you can't do it, unfortunately. The only option is to, you know, put it in a tank that you currently have, and then after you buy the tank to then retrain it. But in that case, just if you want it as a commander, or her, not it, you know, make her a commander on another tank and then just retrain for like credits, and it's free to the tank that you want her in when you actually purchase it. I'll remember to do it between the battles here. So far so good though. I've got shot a couple times. I might get hit here again, but really the Leopard one, it's, you know, it's not a light tank, but you kind of have to play it like a light to where you don't have any armor. So I'm just taking calculated risks here as far as where I'm pushing, when I'm pushing. Like I played that pretty fast there as far as like pushing straight through like the field instead of playing it a little slower, but I felt like they wouldn't really have anything down there to be able to kill me, which he just drowned himself. Kudos to that guy for following through with his plan of drowning himself and giving up on his teammates. But yeah, guy is someone that I don't like. When people drown themselves on purpose and just give up, I feel like not only are you kind of hurting your team, but you're also you know, you're kind of doing it in a way just to deny the enemy, which I am gonna be hurt in here because he has a repair kit. My only hope is if he, yeah, somehow does not have AP. But we should win this as long as my team doesn't royally screw up, but yeah, AP would pen me everywhere. Hesh might hit me like on the gun or my tracks and not kill me, but the Leopard one, like I was saying, no armor. I shouldn't have pushed here because I put myself close to 2 enemies and 3 with the WZ, and they could have shot me from here. I would have been better off either going further over to the right, but definitely would have been better off going to the left here because I could kind of dictate when I popped out. I could spot them, take shots safely, Oh, sorry, buddy. His head's like under my foot here. Yeah, but I got a little too ahead of myself at the end there, but no problem. You know, feel free to keep requesting tanks, guys. I have plenty of time here. Okay, so the stream, you know, I switched it over to slightly different settings here, so you shouldn't be getting any more jitteriness. I should have just stayed in that battle, to be honest. But as far as damage goes, top 4. I could have got a little bit at the end, but unfortunately Swamp, whenever I'm on the southern team, which fortunately I was on the north here, I kind of get frustrated. Because you're at a kind of a disadvantage for gaining map control. And a lot of times you lose that other flank where I was on, and you know, it kind of sucks because you're just stuck in the base. Hello, holy cow. As far as crew members go, asking about changing, say like a commander to a loader, vice versa, you just hit change underneath them, and you can select pretty much any tank you currently have in your garage. I don't believe it works for tanks that you... Let's see here. I should have, just with the Leopard 1 here, whoops, tech tree. Let's see. I pretty much have every German tank in my garage, so this is not a good... Let's see, I have a PZ-4D unlocked here, but I don't think that you can specifically... No. Oh wait, yes you can. As long as you have it researched, or maybe you had to have it researched and bought at one point. Saying that, you know, I can put it in there, but that's how you switch it. You switch it to a different tank, say a gunner, and you know, it does cost a lot of gold to be able to do that, but you can switch the qualification. Alright, so I have a Centurion 7 up next here. Rolling along through. Which I'm hoping, I don't think it's the case, but hello Martin, nice to see you. You know, several months ago I had internet issues and it was really affecting the stream. I'm sure some of you guys might remember that. Just like 2 days ago, we didn't lose power, but all the houses on this side, the neighborhood towards me, like all of our lines are buried, so we have like little junction boxes and stuff in certain people's yards. One of them actually blew up. They lost their power. The internet went out for them. They had to fix like 3 different ones. They were out here for like 2 days. They had to call fire trucks and the police because one blew up to the point. It sounded like someone, like, not that I've ever heard like say like a grenade or something going off, but it was an explosion, like a electrical box like blew up and like caught on fire down the street here. Like we heard it inside here. It was that loud and everything like flickered. But I'm hoping that, you know, some of these issues with the stream aren't caused by that. Because even though like I didn't get affected by that, which it's still saying my encoders, it's getting overloaded. I don't know why it's doing that. I just saw it pop up again here. It's strange. Yeah, it's never, you know, I have it turned down quite a bit now, and it's still doing it. Yeah, it was a little bit funky happening in the neighborhood here. It's never good when something blows up. And 0 damage. But I'm honestly confused why OBS is giving me encoding issues here. With my CPU, it shouldn't be as high as it is right now. I'll try to switch. I'm gonna try to switch something after this again. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Crap, I missed that shot. Thank you very much, Bogdan, for the subscription. I'm screwed now. Frickin' everyone ran away. Like, I don't know why we want them to just roll through the hill here, but if they push through enough here, our RD is going to be on the chopping block because the FE4202 isn't able to stop a Strub 103B very well, or a TVP, and other tanks just kind of piling through. I might regret not back here, but APCR. I was hoping he'd bounce off, being he's lower than me, hit my upper plate or my turret, but that didn't work. Didn't necessarily want to fall back here, only because if we give up too much ground here, we're never going to be able to get it back. So AT-15A. Not facing my way yet. I would say the US tanks. They have, you know, as far as overall, like, best, not just say high tiers or low tiers, what have you, probably the US tanks have the most fleshed out lines. Like the most keepers, essentially. Okay. Still down by one. It's just our TDs being in the base, it makes it hard to justify pushing out here, only because we don't have as many of their tanks. As far as they have more kind of up in the fight, and we have, you know, 2 people sitting in the back, which I guess I'm gonna try to spot here. It's just tough. I could try to run away, but the likelihood of me getting shot from the hill if I try to run away is pretty high. Oh lord. Yep, I'm dead. Fantastic. Alright, let me try to... I'm gonna try to fix one more thing here. This might fix things a little bit. Yeah, it's been a while though, Anthony, since popping into the tank stream here. I haven't seen you in game in quite some time as well. But I'm gonna pop off here. Still annoying that, I don't know, I'm not switching any settings, and you know, it's probably not that noticeable for the stream, but OBS giving me saying my encoding is overloading. You know, it's something that it shouldn't be doing this, but hopefully this fixes it. Okay, that would do it. I stream at stupid times. I do stream, you know, either one end or other, early or late. So, yeah. I would say when it comes to cleaning, like my PC. I clean it basically every time that we just vacuum the house in general. So that's about like every 5 days or so. Ryan and I are kind of like neat freaks. Doesn't always look like it in this room. This is kind of like the catch-all room when it comes to like bills, and Levi brings all of his toys in here all the time since he thinks he gets treats for coming in this room. But yeah. Thank you very much for the tip, Labobo. Alright, so the stream still looks fine. I just changed the settings a little bit here. I was just making sure it didn't get super blurry. But thank you very much, Labobo, for the tip. Even though you have the stream muted. It's been a while as far as tanks go, but yeah, World of Tanks, it does, it hooks you, like you play it a ton sometimes, and like probably the first couple of years I played, like you'll play it a crap load, then you just like get burned out on it. It's definitely, it's one of those games that for some it's, you know, min and max essentially. You either play it a lot or you don't play it much at all. Gonna be starting the 15th though with the holiday events going on. It's a decent time to play. You're gonna get a lot of kind of rewards for playing in the holiday events they have going on. As far as the Defender goes, it's currently like some people mine essentially the web pages and advent calendar offerings they're doing. It's not in the advent calendar unless the only way we're gonna see it show up is because they base it off of like each vehicle has an ID, and that's where like the Lorraine 40T is gonna be popping up. The Patriot E25 is on there as well for the advent calendar at some point this year again. But the Defender specifically isn't with its vehicle ID name. That doesn't mean that we won't see it. What they can do is if they assign it to a bundle, say you can't buy the tank alone at all, and you have to buy it with, say, like premium time or personal reserves or something attached to it, it could make an appearance that way. But as far as the sole tank, it doesn't look like we're going to see the Defender or Object 252U in the advent calendar. Which Wargaming has stated, which, you know, they state this a lot, but, you know, I don't hold them to it because the advent calendar and, like, Christmas, holiday sales and stuff, like, it's kind of meant to sell rare tanks at times. They've kind of stated that the Object 252 won't ever be sold again because as far as the tier 8 premiums, it probably is the best one, you know, on a match-by-match basis. As far as working as a tier 9, in its current state, it would be a crappy tier 9. Armor-wise, good. You know, alpha penetration's alright. But when it comes to DPM, it's abysmal. However, what they are doing is the T10 is going to be reworked. They're going to remove it from the current line. They didn't say they're going to turn it into a different, say a premium tank or anything like that. I believe they're adding it to like a separate little line. But what they're doing there is they're going to be adding, I forget the specific name of the tank, which I'm really frustrated at my team for not pushing up here right now. They're adding in a Defender-esque tank at tier 9, so lots of frontal armor, slightly pike nose in design, I believe. You know, high alpha gun, but low DPM, a little bit low mobility. I'm gonna get a ton of HP knocked off here. Maybe not if I can get back just a little bit. There we go. This Artie though he's on me. Because we still have people hugging the side of the map, sitting up in the frickin' mountains. But that's gonna replace the T10 in the standard tech tree. It's not this patch coming out in another week. It might be in the patch after that, because it currently is in testing. And as far as the T10 goes, I don't know if they're implementing a new Russian tier 10 heavy. They might, you know, kind of like Germany, where they have the 3 heavy lines, one only being like a mini branch. But that is kind of confirmed at this point. Hey. Sometimes, you know, watching World of Tanks is a little bit more enjoyable than playing it with the matchmaking sometimes. The IS-2 skin, this is what comes with it if you buy the IS-2 Berlin. This isn't the tank like the Chinese IS-2 or, you know, the Russian one in the tech tree. This is the premium one. I don't have the Chinese one in my garage. I did a little bit of damage here, a little bit over my HP's worth, you know, 1400 here, a little bit assist, but we had a very big problem with motivating our tanks to actually fight. They were all like hiding, and the enemy just slowly moved up and, you know, finished us all off. You want to see the refer that tank to the T95E2? Okay, we have an SP1C. I do have quite a few requests before that. If you're going to be around for a while, it might take me a little bit to get to it. If not, I might make a special exception here and pop into it since you know, help get that tank for me. Hey, little buddy. I'll play it next then, since, you know, you helped me get that tank. As far as that tank line goes, Wargaming, they're still trying to like, it's hard to describe. Like the Object 416 and the Russian medium line there, they're currently still looking to switch that tank line up a bit. Basically the Object, I'm trying to get this right instead of say something incorrect here. The last we heard about it, we have the Object 430, that's moving down a tier, and they're implementing essentially the same tank, the Object 430 like Mark II or something. It's essentially same tank with a little bit more DPM, I believe a little bit more armor and mobility. They're moving, yeah, and then they're moving the Object 430 down to tier 9, nerfing that a little bit. I believe they're moving the, it's either the tier 7 or tier 8's being removed, but I believe they're removing the tier 8 and just kind of pushing everything down a tier. Or I forget specifically, sorry. But whatever tank they are removing from that line, oh, this is gonna hurt. Yep, I had to go with it there. If I had tried to back up, he was still gonna hit me. That was... Yep, I got no HP now. That's what I get for... No, I'm bottom tier here, and I'm just kind of... It's just push up on the hill, nothing's gonna hit me. Whatever tank they are removing there, what it looks like Wargaming's gonna do is they're gonna remove it, they're gonna rebalance it, and they're gonna implement it as a premium tank. Yeah. That's looking to be something to where I don't know if they'll give it to people that already own the tank. Thanks for ramming me. I don't know if they'll give it to people who already own the tank, because it looks like it's going to be a Lorraine 40T-esque swap there, where they remove it for a few patches, and then he just tried to shoot me again, that little bugger. That was a waste of a shot. to kill a freaking tier 7 light tank. But that's what I got from the change. But they've been kind of, you know, quiet about the Russian light tank change, or not light tank, medium tank for the Object 430 line. The Object TDs, they got a lot of pushback, rightfully so, for switching the Object 263 line. More or less with that line currently. Uh-oh, I get 0 damage, crit at him. Thank you for killing him. Basically what they're like doing with that is they have a new tier 10 TD going in, 750 damage gun, and pushing the Object 263 down a tier. And a lot of people hate that change. I think it's dumb as well, because it's just, they're adding in a TD that's kind of the same to like the Object 268 a little bit. But with that line currently, they just implemented a second change to it on Super Test, where instead of removing, I think they're removing like the tier 7 in that line, the TD, pushing the tier 8 down, the tier 9 down, the tier 10 down a tier, of course. They're removing the tier 10, or not the tier 10, excuse me, I'm getting confused there. It's probably confusing listening to me too here, but honestly the changes that they're doing, they're all confusing, and some of these, I don't know why they're changing some tank lines, honestly. But currently with the Russian TD line changes, I guess the shortest explanation I should have just did, they're looking to remove the SU-122 54, the tier 9 TD in that line. Just remove it entirely. Maybe turn it into a tier 8 premium down the road, but they're looking to remove that, you know, push the Object 263 down at one tier, the tier 9, and then implement a new tier 10. I think even that change is stupid. I don't think they need to change the Object 263 at all. It's a hard tank to play, and yes, it's different than other tier 10 TDs, which, thank you very much for shooting me, dude. I was like, they don't have a WZ-111. That's not entirely his fault there, but that was really bad luck on my part. It'll be easier if I can show the tech tree. Yes, there is a refer a friend tank. This whole, with all these tech tree changes, that just confused the hell out of me. But looking at the tech tree here, it'll be easier if I just show it here. So initially, Wargaming, I believe what it was is they were removing the SU-100 M1 for the TDs, pushing all these down, and adding in a new tier 10. It's like the Object 430 something, like variant, I don't know. It's a TD version of something. What they're currently doing now on Super Test is they removed the tier 9, which I think everyone's fine with. It's not too good, it's not bad. You know, I think the tier 9 is probably the, you know, outside of the 263, it's probably one of the best tanks in that line. They're removing this, pushing the 263 down a tier, and adding in a new tier 10. With the 430 line, I believe what they were doing was removing the Object 416 and pushing down the Object 430 a tier, Object 432 down a tier, and implementing essentially the same as tier 10 now, the Object 430, but essentially giving an upgraded version of it. I don't really understand why they do the same tank, you know, 2 tanks in a row, tier 9 to 10, when currently I feel like this tank line's fine. It's not easy to play just strictly from the rear turrets, but that's kind of how that tank line is until you get to the tier 10. But yeah, they're definitely, you know, going a little bit crazy on changing things. So I'll hop into the T95 E2 here. For those of you who don't know what this tank is, it's for referring a friend, which Anthony in chat here was very kind to help me with that. So essentially, if you know anyone in World of Tanks, or if you want to get someone into the game, you can invite them if they don't have an account already, and they go under your recruits here. Or if someone hasn't played, I believe it's It's like 2 or 3 months the window is. Don't log into the game at all or the forum. If you know anybody like that, you can, or even if you yourself are one of those people, you can have someone invite you through the recruit program, and you actually get added experience for playing with said people. And you know, sometimes like 3x here, like Kaltar here hasn't played in ages, you get a certain amount of experience for platooning with them, or in general, if the person reaches, like, it has to be 1 million experience platoon to be able to get basically the full crew here for the T95 E2 and the tank. But basically, if that person reaches tier 10 in any tank line, you get the T95 E2. Unfortunately, at first I thought it was a two-way street where both people got the tank. I don't know why it's, you know, not both ways, but yeah, it's as easy as that. Hey, we platooned as much as we could, Anthony. Or, you know, unfortunately, during that time, I was swamped with work. But we platooned a bit. We earned, what was that down there? 100,000+ experience together. But Floyd, as far as the changes that they're doing, now this is where, like, I don't agree with either one of these proposed changes for the Russian tanks. Like, changing, like, not that I like the 183 being removed from the tech tree, but like changing that makes sense. Changing the FV215B heavy made sense. Those changes I can get behind, but the changes they're doing to the Russian lines, it doesn't even make sense, honestly. If you're looking to get like a free tank, you don't get a free tank out of any of these changes. It's not like they're removing the tanks and, you know, keeping them in the game. Their proposed changes to, you know, say removing the Russian medium out of the line and the TD out of the line is more or less they're gonna straight out remove them, and you know, you're kind of, you know, you get the replacement tank and that's it. It's not like they're gonna reward you with, like, what is it, the SU-100 M1 or something, and what have you. It's really confusing because honestly, both of these changes, Wargaming's kind of leaked what they're doing, but they're still super testing them, and they're getting a lot of negative feedback from both of these changes. So there's a huge likelihood that it's not going to happen. But at the same time, you know, this is why I'm confused, because Wargaming doesn't even know what the hell they're doing, to be honest, with these two changes. They're trying to change things just for the sake of changing things. The only thing kind of set in place is the T10 is going to be changed to a tank with more armor and kind of fitting into that line a little bit better. And then the T10, that's not set in stone what's happening to that, other than they stated it will remove or will remain in the tech tree, I believe, the last time they said something. But I think I'm done with talking about what Wargaming may or may not do here, because I'm honestly so confused right now. The T95E2 here, though, even though it, you know, it's a special tank to where to refer a friend tank, it does struggle a bit, especially against higher tiers. It does lack penetration, but compared to, say, the other tier 8 premium American tanks, it has a little bit of an advantage as far as DPM goes, but your penetration definitely is lacking. Your armor lacks a little bit, but it's a pretty fun tank to play. Against, you know, tier 9s with armor and tier 10s you struggle a bit, but it plays pretty damn well if you're not having to just chuck out a ton of heat. But it's a pretty easy tank to play as far as like accuracy and just being able to move to where you need to move. I don't know why this he's just chucking pure gold out. Floyd, you don't ever take away experience or anything. If they switch any tank, whatnot, it just stays with that specific tank that they replace it with. Even that IS-7 was shooting gold. Holy crap. Which, I'm also kind of distracted here because I'm just looking at OBS and like just kind of roughly guessing here. I've turned down like the amount of encoding and processing that OBS does here by about, you know, if it was at 100%, it's at like 80% now. And it's still giving me some encoding problems here, which is confusing me. You know, again, it's never done this to me before, as far as like strictly from encoding goes. So yeah, I see the IS-7 there. Unfortunately, you know, he got his free shot on me. But would have been nice if my team, I'm probably gonna die now because I just ran into that guy. I don't know why you didn't push out, VK. You have freaking 100% HP, but god damn you. Come on, you can do it. Got 3 of us here. If we wait any longer though, we're not gonna like it. As far as Canada and the whole pot thing, great for Canadians. I like to do that. I personally bought stock in a Canadian company that grows pot. Not that I don't do anything like that. New Jersey's looking to, the governor we just elected is looking to legalize marijuana though here. That'll be, knowing the people, a lot of the people that I grew up with, people will be very happy for that. I want to push here, but these 2 guys are like this tortoise now. They wait it too long, and you know, they might actually bitch at me now for not pushing up with them. I would have died too, but it just sucks because we wait it so long to freaking push, which this VK still, honestly, I wonder if this VK is the Wesley that AFKs at tier 10, but nah, it's probably that guy. It's just we had an opportunity to push the hill when we still had people in the 1-2 line that they were kind of dealing with. But unfortunately, once they died, our team finally decided to push the center, and you know, surprise, surprise, just kill me, IS-3. Surprise, surprise, or surprise, surprise, they all died. Ugh, I did 1600 damage, a tier 8 and a tier 10 battle, but just couldn't push anywhere. Couldn't push the town. That would have been a dead end. Couldn't push the center. 1-3 line can't push it. And it's just, it's frustrating. Anyway, I'm on to a grind here. Hopefully you enjoyed the match, Anthony. I wish, Granite Mines at high tiers it's one of those maps where if your team doesn't set up right in the beginning, you're kind of screwed. Yes, I'm getting to that, Randall. Thank you. Fortunately, I haven't been playing well, so just 500 Levi biscuits here for this raffle. Everyone is speaking English here, Polish gamer, so... Anyway, though. I'm trying to play better. I'm making little mistakes, but I'm also trying to... Because after this, I am gonna have to kind of debug OBS and, like, it'll be private streams where only I can see them. But I had to figure out why OBS is saying, you know, my CPU shouldn't be struggling to stream at what I'm streaming at right now. Because I'm almost back to the preset that I had for my old CPU on that other PC with an i5, what is it, 2500K. And this is an i7, what, 670K or something. I shouldn't be struggling with the encoding here. Hopefully nothing's broken from a hardware standpoint, because that'll be expensive to fix. But not exactly what I wanted to do today, but it seems like whenever I frickin' have time to do something like website or, you know, non-live stream YouTube videos, something like this pops up, and I'm actually kind of frustrated about it, to be honest. Especially since tonight, you know, I'll be streaming Total War Arena, so not that that game's like super demanding on your PC, but I'd like to get this figured out, because it keeps popping up like every minute or two over on this side. Yeah, we don't have any spots on the hill, don't have any spots on the 1-2 line, so unfortunately, I gotta hope that I don't get killed here. Alright, we're running into each other too, but we're just waiting for the enemy to do something, apparently. No, nothing's changed as far as other things go, Randall, for my PC. I have everything set up to, you know, say like Windows Defender, stuff like that, to run outside of my streaming times. Honestly, all my programs, like the only other things I have running is like stuff for the stream, like I have Chrome and Fuzzbot up, OBS, Discord, but they're just like a drop in the bucket when it comes to the amount of stuff that they use. And honestly, it's not really the CPU that they use. They just use a lot of memory. This is something I need to figure out. I might just, it's gonna take me a while to reset it up, but I might just reinstall and try to fix OBS here. Or roll it back to a old version. Yes, Ahmed? This is my account, not like a test account or a media account. So yes, everything on here either I bought or people watching here. A few of you guys have bought me quite a bit too. I appreciate, you know, not only just the tips, but gift shop packages always help out too. So yes, everything on my account, you know, was purchased. It's not like you get free stuff just handed to you, unless, you know, you're a community contributor. I might poke Wargaming again and see if I can become one, but it doesn't seem like Wargaming NA likes me very much for some reason. Still just, you know, unfortunately, being bottom tier here, it's not like I can just rush out and take a flank. They're all running away from the frickin' 1, 2, 3 side. And we have a ton of people on the hill, but not really anybody spotting over the hill. Now they finally spotted the T-29 again. Which, congratulations, Scud, on winning the raffle. It's just one of those things where your bottom tier, you kind of have to work with what your team's giving you. And mine's not giving us a whole lot here. Eventually they're gonna wise up and push there, but Yeah, like OBS, it hasn't really given me any problems before. All the problems have either been Comcast, like, you know, my internet provider, or before this PC, my PC, you know, is borderline being able to stream and also play, you know, play a game at the same time. Because my CPU is, you know, is a decent CPU, but not for streaming. But as far as OBS goes, I haven't had any issues, like, with the program itself. But I'll have to spend a couple hours fixing things, it looks like. Crap. Wanted to shoot you there. Making sure you're not going to become a zombie. Double tap. Already still trying to hit me. I'm trying to wiggle around weird, but... B5 I can't really pen. T29 maybe. HE. Oh, the HE was for the T29, but at least I killed that FV. Holy crap, there's a TD all the way back there. I wasn't gonna chuck APCR at those guys, not really having a clear shot on them or actually being able to penetrate them. But even with APCR, I feel like this KV5 would be pretty difficult for me to damage. I got 8 damage and 1 critical hit there. It's something. My team finally gonna push off the hill? Okay. But hopefully by tonight, you know, I'm gonna start at 9 PM tonight for the Total War Arena stream. Hopefully I'll have everything fixed by then. Not that, you know, I can stream here, it's just every now and then if you get like a little jitteriness, it's probably my CPU right now having issues. I might die. Thankfully he missed. I would hope so. That's a very long, long shifts there. I can start the stream now. Thank you for that, Labobo. Awesome, killed him. A little bit frustrating there beginning, but overall, I don't know why they're camping the northeast corner. That helped us. But yeah, I was frustrated there, you know, playing because my team was playing it as safe and passive as you can, but luckily the enemy didn't take advantage of that very well. And I just stuck out in the spot that I thought was the best for this tank, you know, not really any armor. I just plopped myself in the middle, dodged already the best I could, and got as much damage as I possibly could too. There might be someone over here. I'm not gonna like if I find this TD over here, but see, I don't think we spotted over on this side. I could be wrong. I wasn't exactly glued to the mini-map as much as I probably should be. Doesn't look like it though. Yeah, like right now, it is strange. I'm actually gonna put this on autopilot for a second. it is something. It's something with OBS, honestly, just looking at it. Because more or less, I'm looking at it over here. Usually OBS is at about 40. Nope, it's 20. 25 to 50% of my CPU. That's where, yes, it should be. Which we got a master badge first class here. Just depending on how much goes on a stream. When I'm getting the problems, it's unfortunately the problem's happening. It pops up to 60% usage, but there's not even that much going on in the stream, so I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, mastery badge first class, top 3 damage even though I was bottom tier. All in all, that kind of worked out there pretty well. Whoopsie daisy. I forget your name. I think that was it. Maybe. If whoever just messaged me, if that was somebody watching the stream here, please message me again. I think that was the name, but there's no message showing up. I did not mean to click. I didn't mean to click the X there. Oh, Lord. I have a T57 up next here, though. But yeah, something's off there. I'll have to fix that. Yes, finally got a first class on today's stream. Well, no, that's what I'm looking at right now. It is OBS. Something's you know, for about like 10 seconds every now and then, it's abnormal. It's popping up by, you know, like an extra 20% CPU usage, and it shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, I just put it in the shop, Dana. But yeah, it's just I'll have to figure that out. Because World of Tanks, you know, it only uses 10% of my CPU. It uses most of my GPU, of course, but yeah. Strange, but I'll get it figured out here. I have a feeling that we're having maybe a tier 10 only match here. I don't think a grand battle will get popped off here. A little bit early for that for the NA server. As far as the rest of the stream here goes, though, I'll probably say I don't have time for any other tank requests. Looking at the amount of tanks I have left, I'm gonna go with T92 light tank, I believe. You know, we had a couple people asked if I have it, which no one ever specified if it was the light or the SPG. There are 2 now. So I'm just gonna assume the light because it's new, but kind of a long matchmaking queue though. Looking at new knives, Tommy gun. Now I'm like glued to my task manager over here staring at it. At least at the beginning of the battle here. I don't want to go to the other side. I never have good luck over there. Even if I end up losing this flank, I feel like I do better kind of holding the enemy back than I do trying to push the other flank. Usually someone's sitting about there. There is no arty, so I can kind of play this where hopefully they don't hit my cupola. Thank you very much, Temu, for the subscription. Alright. Let's move back here, because I was trying to get the levered one to pop out. But some of those lights would have had, you know, they could have penned me, but I was banking on them maybe not getting a lot of damage off of me getting shots on them. But here we go. Alright, now they have a T-57 up here. Not want to continually get shot by him. He will pen me. They're definitely beating us a bit on the spotting game over here, but if we can get them to push out, we'll be able to get a lot more damage on them than they can actually pump out on us. But getting them to do that will be another thing. I'm actually just gonna slide over here a pinch. But here comes the T-49. Come on, frickin' gun depression. T-57 is lacking in that department when it comes to actually being able to point your gun down like other American tanks. Oh, we just got nailed. He's gonna die. Oh, B-50M, you're... It's kind of, you know, I did move out of position and left him a little bit weaker than he was in the beginning, but he just kind of backed up, showed his side to him. He didn't even, like, stick his frontal armor at him. He might have been able to bounce a shot. Crap. Yeah, I didn't forget about you. Okay, the T-57 Heavy can't kill me. Or he shouldn't be able to. But the only trick with the T57 is just staying alive, because people will try to get you out with the amount of damage you can pump out. Hello, Wolfie Wolf. Nice to see you. Oh, a couple more seconds. Nice. A lot of people forget about the T57 when it comes to, you know, it's not a new tank, but oh, it's still pretty damn hard to beat when you're talking about like sheer firepower. Even though it's an autoloader, it doesn't have that long of a reload between, you know, each clip, so, you know, it almost doesn't feel like one, honestly. It's like a little over 20 seconds, I believe. Ah, there you are. That was his name. Aragon. There we go. That was the message I accidentally exited out on. Wrong person, then. That's why. There we go. Fortunately, we're closed today. Anyway, top 2 damage. Decent match. Their T57 did a lot of damage, but their team, we fortunately got a little bit of a leg up early, which I'm going to try to... There we go. That's what might have been affecting that, the post-processing. Let's see if that fixes things. I think that's the only... That might have changed. I was trying to think of, like... I'm looking at the task processor, and World of Tanks is not using a ton of my CPU, but it was using a little bit more than what I remember there. I actually didn't notice that. But, yeah, maybe we did. That's actually a pretty big coincidence. Thank you very much. Sorry I exited out of your message a little earlier. That was a mistake. Alright, that should fix some of my OBS problems, at least for the short term here. Alright, T92 light tank. Alright, I can focus a little bit less on this whole OBS thing. Sorry about that, guys. Well, as far as cooling goes, like I don't have a water cooler or anything, but my CPU, like for this stream, my GPU was running at, you know, about 80%. World of Tanks takes up most of it, and then I have Google Chrome, and OBS takes up a little bit of it too. But as far as the CPU goes, it's been running, you know, anywhere from 50 to 100% today, which is, it shouldn't be hitting 100. You know, I'd like to have it maxing out at about 80%. But cooling wise, I don't have any problems with my PC with that. It's just once it hits, you know, the 100% mark, the CPU, that's where OBS kind of, it doesn't say it drops any frames here, but what happens when your encoders overload it is just a fraction, which it's still doing it. Like I fixed it a little bit, but it's still unfortunately it's not entirely fixed here. It just kind of like backlogs it to where that's why it stutters for a little bit here or there. And I shot the frickin' gun. And there's a tank, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really doing the best at aiming here. I'm not pushing down here though, given that it's just myself and a Thunderbolt. But honestly, you know, even though, like when I just looked at the settings there, I usually have post processing down. I think it's been like that since the sandbox for the HD maps, because I turned everything up just to see how it worked, and it actually ran better with the post processing on compared to what you currently run it as in the game right now, to where I guess it stuck for some reason over on this client. It's on a completely different part of my PC as well, which is strange. Oh lord, I thought he shot and it went past me, but he has the derp gun on an E8. You fooled me there. I'm kind of mad at myself for that, because I just lost 417 damage from a tier 6 or HP. God. But yeah, my PC, the fans rarely, they step up to the second level when I'm streaming, but they don't hit, they only run at about like 50% of what they can do when I'm streaming. Come on. We have a lot of people back here, so they're not going to push this way, but they will push through this side. Alright. Crap, I missed them, but they should be able to get him. And they didn't hit him at all. Why am I not surprised? Right now, is this guy aiming at me? Probably. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to survive unless I can track him. And I guess missed. We are up by 4. Like, we're not going to lose this unless something odd happens here. But, I would like not to die. Ooh, crap, I forgot about. Uh-oh. That frickin' thing, it gets me every time when I'm in the light. No! There's a guy, there's a tank there. Thank you, IS. Like I said, that frickin' tank trap gets me every time. Not even joking. I crit his gun. Oni, I don't think is going to be a problem. Even though I have 100 HP, I'm going for the fun factor here, I think. I think I can get over it. No, that was a fail. That was a 100% fail there. And he's dead. At least I did 2k damage. I don't think they'd actually do any damage, but it would be interesting if they could work, yes. I don't think Wargaming would ever implement machine guns just because they'd be useless as far as damaging people, and it would take up resources as far as like processing power. We have a Confederate award here. Damage-wise, top 2. You know, I was top tier, so it's good, but I should have gotten a little bit more. But at least we got a W there. I was busy running into objects I couldn't destroy. Alright, so up next I have a KV2 request. There we go. I have so many freaking Russian tanks that it's like, where is it? The next tier. Then up after this, I have the Dickermax and the Oho. And I might have like one more battle after that in a grind. Thank you very much, Henrik. I literally hit it every time I drive through there. It's just if you're in a heavy tank, or like a heavy medium, it doesn't really slow you down. You can destroy it, but in a light, you come to a complete stop. Okay. Levi's like, biscuit. Hopefully my team heads here. Which for tonight's stream, you know, Total War Arena, starting at 9. I probably won't take. There are 3 different nations. There's the Greeks, barbarians, and Romans. I probably won't take requests as far as I'll play a little bit of everything. I haven't played the barbarians yet. Like, there's kind of the lower tiers. Like, I'm only up to tier 2, honestly, out of 10. They're a little bit heavily weighted towards like horses at that level. I haven't really played them yet, but I have archers, I have hoplites, and also like Roman a Roman legion essentially. Fortunately, I can't shoot through that, but I can shoot through that. Awesome, he's a goner. There's a bishop. I'm gonna hate this bishop. Unless I can get up one more notch. That Type 62 didn't even know what hit him. I think this building can protect me against a bishop. Wait for him. I hit the frickin' dirt pile. Like, wait for him to go right back into my shot. Uh-oh. We have nobody in the field covering me. Come on, guys. He's literally sitting out in the open. Way past that one building. Nobody's able to hit him. Except for, maybe the T-71 can shoot him now. Thank you. I'm not entirely into racing games, so no. I have played when I was younger. Another nice shot. A lot of Gran Turismo. I think I'm gonna be getting it for Christmas, the newest one. But I've mainly, you know, I don't stream off of the PS4, so it's mainly just to try out the VR with it. Ah, freaking rubble pile again. And the M4 is flanking me. That was a bad shot. I shouldn't have taken that. Come on, team. We're up by frickin' 1. I've done a crap load of damage here. But unfortunately, T-34-100 is going to get me. Can't exactly face every direction here. You know, one-shot him again, but it's not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna help me in the long run because I've got too many tanks around me. Still got that little wall between me and the M4. No. No. There's my last shot. Did 3,000 damage there. If they lose this, that was not on me. Oh lord. I'm actually gonna frickin' wait for the end of this, because if my team does not pull this out, there's something. Groceries from Amazon? No, I don't do that. I have a few people around me do that, but I like going to the grocery store, to be honest, to pick out my own stuff. But that's a little frustrating. This the Hellcat's not even playing. He either disconnected or... We should have this though. I don't know why our Artie's rushing in here, because he has shots on him if he just stayed where he was. I got a little lucky there in the KV2, but honestly, this is going to be depressing if we lose this. I'll still have time to get to the Dicker Max and the Oho. I'll definitely do both of them here. Awesome. But also, honestly, people like my brother sometimes get stuff through like Amazon, like the grocery Amazon Fresh. It's so much more expensive than going to, say, like Aldi or we have ShopRite here. If they both go at once, they'll win. If they go separately... Churchill. Lord. He's showing his rear right now. But, yeah, if they both go at the same time, there's no way that the T-34-100 can kill both of them. I usually don't watch matches, but this is kind of an exception. Uh-oh. There we go. Awesome. I am so glad we won this, because that would have been a little frustrating otherwise. So anyway, dodge the bullet there. But I got an ace tanker. That's half the reason I stayed around for this. Also a high caliber award. But yeah, easily the most amount of damage in the match. That was, I got a little lucky on a couple of those shots. I won't deny that, but that was a pretty awesome match when it came to playing the KV2. Thanks for requesting that. The next tank up we have is going to be the Dicker Max. Coming up here. Let me just fix here. Just a second here, guys. Alright, so Dicker Max is up next. Huh. I was to say I didn't recognize the name. Not that I don't watch too much of his stream. get to watch too many streams. When I have watched streams recently, it's either been like Destiny 2 or Overwatch streams. Yeah, I don't have any of Nothing Tank. Which I'll do a raffle after this match and before the Hose match. Currently we're at 1,000 for the pot for the next raffle. That was strange. My other PC just decided to turn on. It's so strange when it does that. It tries to... I don't even know why it does that, but that PC is getting a little bit of a makeover here in another month or so. I just need to switch out. Nothing major, it's just going to be a hard drive. They're buffing the IS-4 and Blitz. I was gonna say, isn't that sounds like what it has in tanks right now. I think the IS-4 is kind of... Yeah, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but honestly, kind of got that backwards, Dylan. YouTube actually is the better, like, quality, more or less everything. As far as a stream goes, YouTube is better performance-wise. Twitch just has the following and the social aspect. But, yeah. I stream on both, but YouTube, it's always going to be my primary place to go. Oh, I know. I've got a ghost. I might. Wonder why we got this house so cheap. Holy Lord, why is he... Is that Type 64 up here? I'm not complaining. Or I guess missed. Shouldn't have moved. Did not want to shoot my teammate there. I could have popped off that shot, but definitely not worth it if I hit RT-37, because he'd be dead right now. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. You know, I have one more battle after this. Tonight, you know, I'll be back streaming basically 10 hours from now. That was a bad shot. I knew that right before I clicked. For Total War Arena, my next World of Tanks stream is going to be coming up Thursday morning now. Same time, 8 a.m. start. And then the next nighttime stream is this Friday coming up. Which for just this one Friday, I'm gonna have to see how it goes, but I might have to... I'm still streaming same time, 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. start on Friday. This one, though, I might cut it a half hour shorter. Just because even though our restaurant's closed, this is the last weekend where I do have a party to do and cook for the next day. So I might just cut it off at 10:30 instead of 11 p.m. on Friday night. Since I'll be at work, I don't have to go in at 5, I can go in at 6 a.m. So that's late for me. So far, this is working out well for Dicker Max here. No one's really pushing on me or spotting me. Unfortunately, you know, we're still down by 2 tanks. I'd like to shoot, you know, the guys on my right. However, it's iffy because if I move any more to the right, they're gonna see me. But I guess I'll back up just a pinch here. Oh, T-71 moved out. I was not expecting that. I don't think that the Scorpion was going to move, but... I don't think they're going to push on the 1-2 now. They're definitely going to push the other side. They are already... You have tracks. Run. It's not that hard to do. I don't know why it's always this, like, you know, challenge to get your SPGs to actually move from where they initially set up. But you're saying help, but neither one of them even moved an inch. Like, it's not, they didn't even try to run or anything the entire match. I'm not going to be able to hit him, but I'll give it a shot anyway. Fortunately now, I can run, but because I can't push too far out there because that's too risky. Crack. At least he killed him. And I spotted myself. This is bad. Yep. I'm a goner. It's that one little spot. Unless the Cromwell. He didn't shoot me again. Surprise. Decent game for a Dicker Max though. I've almost got 3x my HP here. Not that it was the most useful damage, like we ended up not winning this flank. And of course we're kind of on the ropes here. We're not completely out of it, but we're getting fairly close to not being able to come back if this T-29 can push on us. Can't pen him right now, unfortunately. Oh, I also can't stay out here and shoot and spot him. I'm gonna try to spot him, maybe, but he's gonna get... Yeah, he's doing a smart thing and pushing a little bit over here. And unfortunately, we're getting capped out. Still have a minute with only one person on it. I don't have a shot. Bad face. At least they got the T-29 though. That's awesome. Tied 3-3 now, but here we go. We spotted the SU-100Y. I don't think he has the best feed range. Take that and run. He didn't spot me. There's another person on the cap though. Luckily I have optics on this. Awesome. Now it's down to a Scorpion. Oopsie daisy. Never mind. Oh lord, this is gonna be closer. There we go. Good job. Another very, very close win here. Well, I feel like some SPGs look at the minimap, but they still won't move. They'll just complain like, yeah, they're flanking me. Like, just start moving it. Got a Mastery Badge First Class here. High Caliber Award. Pretty good match in the grand scheme of things. I ended up doing 2,500 damage, which I actually can't scroll back here really quick. I actually think it is more than I kind of end it with. Let's see. Sorry, it's just kind of hard for me to scroll back here. Yeah, I ended up with a little bit less than that, but as far as damage goes, I actually hit this scorpion. I blind fired him for about 300 or so damage. One of those shots that I was just shooting when he went invisible again. That actually helped us there at the end, because he wouldn't have been capable of being taken out as quickly, and he might have been able to finish off the Hellcat and our other TD before, you know, they were able to do that. Hello, Iron Tanker. Nice to see you. So for the raffle, since I just got another first class here, I'll add another 500 Levi biscuits to it, just so I can start it. Winner's gonna get 1500 Levi biscuits here. Add another to the shop here. And my last match is gonna be in the OHO for the stream. Which my next stream, of course, is going to be tonight, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Total War Arena. And then starting Thursday at 8 a.m. is going to be World of Tanks again. If anyone does want a platoon, you know, I will platoon with anybody Thursday morning. Not that a lot of people can play on the NA server early, but it is open for anyone that does want a platoon during the first half of the stream. Otherwise, this coming Friday, I'll platoon, you know, for the first, like, hour and a half or so. Okie dokie here. Air 10 match, of course, so I'm pretty much in a gigantic pinata. I would say everything except for T-44 TVP can penetrate me. But I'm sticking towards the town here since which I also just noticed. You guys can't see it because it's behind my overlay. For whatever reason, I think I know why I got it down to where the reason I'm having trouble with OBS right now, I can see it now. World of Tanks, the V-Sync and limit the frame rate option, it broke. That happened a little bit ago, or not a little bit ago, but for a couple patches it actually broke, and like I'm sitting at 80 to 100 FPS right now in tanks. There's the cause of it. I didn't even notice it because my monitor over here, I usually limit it to 60 frames per second, but it can, you know, it is 120 hertz, so I can go up to 120 frames per second. But typically I limit what I play to 60, and then I capture it in OBS at 30 frames, since that's what I stream at. So I think part of the problem is that's all messed up here, and OBS is having to capture 120 frames per second essentially and condense it down to 30 frames per second. There we go. I'm glad I saw that. That is definitely the problem I'm having with World of Tanks streams right now. Gotta love it though. I don't know what broke it. Either it was Wargaming's little mini patch here, or it was some stupid Windows 10 update that switched my monitor's refresh rate around. Either, it's one of those. I can almost guarantee it. Honestly, like I wish I had a option available to me other than Comcast. I'm trying to angle here because you can shoot over the right side of the OHO a little easier, because you can't point your gun down over the front very well. I don't want to get too far out here. He went out a little bit too far there. Like, you're sitting in front of a lot of alpha damage there. Luckily, they're starting to flank. Now I can push up because our T110E4 just bit the bullet and pushed around that corner. I'm hoping to catch this E4 here. I was wanting a little bit more than 41 damage, but guess I could take that. Let's go back to the angle this way. Unfortunately, we're down by 4 tanks, so winning this is, it's very unlikely unless we can kill all of these guys without losing any more HP, which that's going to help calling people the C word. I saw this guy coming around, but unfortunately it's a little too late for me. I just did 0 damage there on him, but whoa, I bounced him. It's a miracle. Somehow we did kill him now. Or kill all of them down there. Which, surprisingly, like Wargaming's new like Hall of Fame and rating system, my best tank is actually the OHO, believe it or not. I'm ranked like top, I think it's like top 60 out of the whole NA server in this. It could be less. I'll have to take a peek. I should have used a different round there, and I just went for the kill. There is one SPG. This is definitely going to be my last battle, though. Right, guys, or today, excuse me. Which, congrats, Floyd, on winning the raffle. We really need to go back to our base, though. But I would say the most important thing to do with the OHO is, you know, you have armor, don't rely on it though, but learn how to use the gun off of the right of your frontal hull. You're not going to be safe all the time, like armor wise, but it'll allow you to at least get shots off, which is, you know, the biggest challenge in this tank. Fortunately, our AMX, he's going for the cap. Like, I don't agree with that because we're not going to be able to cap him out. Our best bet was trying to basically, you know, beat him and kill him here because they have some low HP tanks back this way. But now he's, you know, he's like, oh, I'm alone now. I can't push. Like, yeah. Fortunately, I'm probably going to regret this, but I don't have much of a choice. This side, and even the other side, has a rock that you can hide behind on the cap. It's one of the maps where if, you know, people get on your cap, it's really hard to get them off of it. I know exactly where he's at, but unfortunately I can't hit him unless he pops out on me. He's right down there though. Still don't know what our AMX M4 49's doing, but he's not even pushing the other side. Hopefully he doesn't fall into the canal. I have a very strong feeling though I'm gonna die from my right, but yeah, I get spotted the 110 here. Still got one more shot. Either he's gonna bounce off of me. Yeah, I don't have much of a choice. There's only 20 seconds left. It's me or the Scorpion to reset. Again, I know exactly where this guy is, but AMX got him, unfortunately. Yep, oh well. And, you know, they changed the system to where getting on your cap doesn't stop it. Or, nah, they didn't change that, but, you know, being able to reset is, oh well. It sucks losing that way, but if the AMX had come back to our cap, we would have won that. Oh well. I could have done more damage. I missed a couple little shots, but that T-44 was right to cap. It took any iffiness out of things. But since I mentioned it, let me hop to here. So that was my last fight of the stream here. I'll be back later tonight at 9 p.m. For Total War Arena. Otherwise, my next stream in the morning is going to be go to basically the beginning. Is going to be Thursday morning. Oh, I was wrong. I thought the OHO. Maybe it's not up there anymore. Maybe the past couple of matches I've had in it kind of screwed that up. So the T-110E3 is my best tank, 59. But I thought the OHO was... Holy crap, I must have really screwed up in that tank because... Right, I'm actually curious now because I could have sworn that that tank was up there. Yeah, I'm not even rated. Holy God. Yeah, I did drop a little bit, but oh well. But yeah, I'm definitely out of the top 100. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Huh. But that confused me there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It was a fun stream. I kind of picked up towards the end here and start playing a little bit better, but it wasn't too bad throughout the whole thing. But anyway, have a nice one. Tonight, Total War Arena for anyone that's interested. I'll be playing that. It's a pretty fun game. If you like World of Tanks, honestly, it's kind of similar to the way they designed that game. And, you know, to me, I think a lot of you guys probably would like playing it. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys around. Have a nice one.